Hello, my nieces and nephews. I caught this clip when I was editing a path, and I just thought it was funny how it emptied the queue right onto the exit and they couldn't really seem to move away. I just thought it was humorous, so I thought I'd share it with you all. Anyway, so I lost all the footage here, so I'm just showing you what I've done so far. I believe, this footage is not, it's the latest footage I don't know. But the lamp was wonky. I thought this looked quite cool. I need to add like signs so people know where the rides are. More lamps. That's another thing I need to add. But yeah, it's kind of looking pretty good so far, if I do say so myself. I'm quite proud of this. It's obviously not the best, but I'm really proud of it. So I was just showing the fences off because I did them all by myself and I'm a big boy. I added in trees, made like a little forest for the ride. And have I showed you? The other coaster must be in this, or maybe was it in the last one? I think I've mixed my footage up somehow. Anyway, there's going to be more things here to hide the room at the back. And then trees, I'm pretty sure they get added in as well. Here's a really terrible looking archway that I built, and I'm not good at them and it looks so modular. I'll get the hang of it eventually, but this is why we're practicing in Planco 1, so we can go to Planco 2 and hit it out the park. I added those vines. Here I'm showing you, I think from the last video, this is just the walkthrough because it wouldn't fit, so this is what's at the beginning. Yeah, sorry, my fault. So yeah, I want to add some stuff in here, but I've not really got the inspiration. So if you could comment down below what should go in the queue, besides the areas. So this area is the hedge area, and this bit is this bit is like the outside of the thing, and then you're going into like the hedges to the house kind of thing, and then you're in the haunted house. We got that fella there who scares everyone. I didn't realise I actually do get scared by him when he goes off, which I thought was quite cute. I didn't realise that before. So yeah, this is kind of like inside the house, or supposed to be. I think I put down some stuff in there, and then I quickly go through the dark ride. So there's the first scene with the fireplace. All looks pretty normal. And then you go to the table, and you can see the little ride doing its thing, if I can get out the roof. Isn't that just so cute? Sorry, I was just in awe because it's like the best thing I've ever created, and I'm just like, that's actually quite all right, because I kind of took a leaf out of Harry Potter. Obviously, it's not on an arm, but kind of like it moves you between like sets, and obviously that's what this ride is intended for, but sometimes you just have it facing straight forward. But no, I'm quite impressed with that, quite pleased with how I've done it. I hope it's a bit easier in Planet Coaster 2, but it probably won't be. It's a little fiddly, and yeah, but apart from that, like maybe you have like a POV where you can point it at stuff rather than having to guess in the track editor. That might be quite good. So like you program it after the track. That's actually not a bad idea. Like with the cinematic editor. Why am I really good at ideas? Oh my god, that is a brilliant idea. Frontier, if you're watching, which you won't be because I've got like 4 views, let's face it, implement that. So, wow, that is really good. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by my own ideas. So yeah, I'll put it back today. You can kind of see it. New ride will be going just there, and you'll see that in one clip's time. My audio's still not fixed on the thing, so I just have to do it, like show you the bits and talk over it. But I thought it would have fixed itself, but for some reason it's not. So I do apologise that you're listening to me rambling and not the really educated things I was saying. Educated. The things I was saying on the actual video. So I decided to come back in again for whatever reason, because I can probably. But yeah, I'm so glad that the lighting's fixed, because this is not realistic at all. Oh, Z fighting or Y fighting or whichever direction fighting that is. Got electricity, spooky. Right, now this is the next one. The next clip. So I then look at, oh yeah, I added in the coaster, and I think I show this off again because I couldn't remember what I'd done. Oh, I added that archway. Oh, I added the waterfall. That was it. And I thought that was cute. I added the archway, I believe, since the last time, or yeah, the rock one for the ride. And then I go down and I've added more lights, I believe. And then I built a roller coaster. I added that, and this is kind of like the queue for the ride. Oh no, that was the exit. There's the queue. You can see the queue there. So I then changed the colours of it on the stream, I believe. I believe I changed them on the stream. Or on the video, not the stream. I don't live stream. I don't talk to people. Apart from here. But yeah, it obviously, I quite like the layout. It works really well as 4-train. Is it 4-train operation? I think it is. I think I had it as 5 and then lowered it to 4. Oh no, but it might still be 5. Do you know what? I don't know. I should really have these facts before I start voicing over a video, shouldn't I? But as you can see, they stop. So I managed to mitigate that by holding it in the station for a bit longer. So yeah, on the block break you do wait, but that's after the ride, so it's kind of a bit more realistic that way anyway. So yeah, they don't stop on the ride like they're doing there. So that was good. That was big brain time for me. I edit that after off video. And yeah, so that's kind of that part of it. My park for Planet Coaster 2 is coming along nicely. I say coming along nicely, I've not started it yet. I mean, like, the ideas for it. So I've got kind of like what's going to be in each area, because it's going to have areas. It's going to be, I'm saying too much here, you just need to wait. But it's going to have areas much better than this, of course. And it'll be kind of like Disney-esque type, where you'll walk from one area to another. There might be a hub and spoke. I was thinking maybe just a main street, but maybe just like a generic main street until we can go back and retheme it with better pieces once they start bringing the packs out. That's the aim, but it will be a start, so that's good. And then I can decorate it for Christmas. I think what we might do is decorate it for, if they've got Christmas stuff in, is decorate it for Christmas. Because, you know, like Planet Coaster had the Christmas pack that came out in December, is I'll have to really quickly turn around a video. So hopefully, sorry, I was yawning. I'm not used to being up this early, or recording this early, to be honest. Yeah, so I looked at King Coaster and was just like, you can get trained. Because we do have a staff room down in the bottom bit, I believe. So I want to work on like terrain heights. You know, in Planet Zoo where it had, you could upload terrain. I hope there's that feature so you could do it based off of like a real landscape. Oh, here we go. Here's the exciting bit. I'm actually building stuff now. So I was building the station surround out of natural wood. I do quite like how this station turned out. It's not fancy, but I like the way it's kind of had how I've kind of built it on the grid, but also not really on the grid. You'll see it's kind of, it is on the grid, but I've done different heights for the doors. That just, because I'm a terrible builder, that's all it is. So yeah, I fill it all in. I'm pretty sure I block off some of the station, because there's no need for the whole station to be in there. I hope that's a thing. Oh, yeah, I added glass, so it's like you know, on Velocicoaster where you can see the train launch. Well, you can see it slow. So that was kind of like the idea there, and I thought that was quite cute. I then changed the options on it, and it goes really well. I think it goes really well. I add a floor to this and raise it up slightly. I then have to edit it because it pokes through. Frontier, please make it slightly smaller. It would be nice. Oh no, we've got the scaling, so I can just scale it all down, can't I? There you go, don't even need to bother do your Frontier, because you just scale it down. There you go, I've changed the track colour. I'm now putting a roof on it. I just did like a generic roof because I've never really done a roof before. I struggled with the trim because I don't know why, but it's got like it hangs down more on the long pieces than it does the corner pieces, and I don't really know why that is. So I went and I tried to put a trim on it, but it was too small. Oh, we're getting post. The dog's off. We're getting post. So yeah, I find a trim. That one's still not big enough. So I really struggled to find a piece for it. I hope we get more trims like this in the game, because you can't just end it on the end of the thing. You have to trim it. So I think I use that piece. That's the piece I use, and then I recolor it as well. I'm colourblind, so I just took the colour off the roof, and I think it caps it off nicely. So that is really nice that that worked. And then I struggled to actually put it on properly. It doesn't quite fit. You'll see there's some edges, but it's good enough for me. You know, Planet Coaster 2 will take a lot more care, because it'll be a franchise. We'll want it profitable, we want it looking nice, we want it's going to be good. I'm not sure if I'll do the wall. See, I think on the first video of the new park on Planet Coaster 2, I'm going to do the general layout. Obviously it will spill out more and tuck in more, but like the general layout, where the pool's going to go, where the park's going to go, where the hotel's going to go, when we get hotels. I'll make the building for the hotel, because you've got like the window pieces, so I will make the window for it, but I think they're going to overhaul it, and I think it will come out next summer probably. I think that's what I'm thinking anyway. But yeah, I'll do the general layout. I might put down a couple of pools, like the big pools. I might do the paths and the areas. But yeah, it'll just change, because it will. It's a theme park, and it's going to be our long-term project. So we can expand, we can add new areas, so we got to design it in a way where you can. Or we could even do what Universal do and have a kind of like a separate park. I don't know how the game will cope with it. So the first video will just be messing about and figuring out what we want from it. So I might do a bit in Sandbox, then move over to franchise, just so that we can, you know, do it that way. Do it like, see what the game is, because I've not had the chance to get my hands on the game, because I wasn't a creator in time. Not that, you know, I'd only want to do it if you know, I'd probably waited like everybody else. But, you know, I'm glad other people did get their hands on it, because we can see the game. They can tell us what's good, what's bad, what's funky about it. So it's really good that people have had their kind of play on it. But I want to wait till release day, because I've done this with games before where I wanted it beforehand. I got it beforehand. I was like a bit like, oh, and then not played it. So I didn't want that to be the same with Planet Coaster 2, because I absolutely love the Planet franchise. Planet Zoo not so much, but that's because I'm not really good at making animal stuff. I'm just not great at that. Theme parks I'm much better at. I'd love to see a crossover, and I'd love to get better. So if you've got any tips for me, just put them in the comment section. Say, that was absolute rubbish, Treacles, you need to do better. I will 100%. I'll give it a go. If it works for you, it might work for me. If it doesn't work for me, I'll try something else. So yeah, so I thought actually I'd use the Q rails here, because they don't look awful, and on there it doesn't look awful either. It just does it automatically. I hope Frontier give us more fence options, so we don't actually have to manually place them. Maybe there'd be like a fence tool, like the habitat barrier. That would be good. Or like even you could enclose a ride area. That'd be cool. But it probably won't get put in the game, let's face it, because it'll be an absolute bugger to code, and who's actually going to do it? Probably the ones who like realism, and I'm for semi-realism, you know. I'm not going to bother with, like, obviously we have to bother with power and that, but not like massively, you know. It'll be as and when it is. So I'm just foliaging, landscaping's the word, just around it with some trees. The scenery brush is going to be an absolute babe for this. I hope you can sink trees down and use that as a brush. That would be quite a nice little feature. But I imagine it'd just be the bushes, really. But I wanted it to look kind of deserted, kind of thing. Oh, here you go. Here's your semi-realism. I'm adding a cage so nobody kills himself. So I add it and then I move it. And then I add some rocks around, which I think look quite cool. And then I add a rock texture on, and it looks really good there as well. So I was using some rocks from the workshop because they were just a bit taller and I didn't have to fight with them. So I think that's where I need to start looking at the workshop a bit more, or looking at others' builds and then downloading it from the workshop there and then just have it in my thing. But I think the in-game rocks are alright, but they're not great for building walls. They're just alright for building rocks, you know. Whereas a lot of people want the rocks like they are there, skinny but tall, so they can build fences and barriers out of them. So I thought it was quite cute here, and I had that one and I was like, why am I wasting my time? So flat rocks, I'm pretty sure there are flat rocks. I'm pretty sure I've seen them in the trailers and the deep dives. I struggle with this immensely for some reason. I think it's because I didn't have my angle snap on, because angle snap is incredibly useful. But yeah, that was kind of it for the building, really. And then I was like, actually, I'm going to add a thing on anyway because it's just a bit easier to cope. I add my rocks in and texture it. I struggled with this again, trying to get them in place, and then I couldn't select them. I couldn't move them to where I wanted them. It was a bit of a disaster all round, really. And then here you go with the rock texture, and I just think it looks quite cute. I really do. I just think it looks amazing. And then here, I believe this is the end. Oh no, I add in the is it called Cryosate bushes? You know, the ones that look dead. I added them all around to give the illusion that it's kind of like abandoned, but you know. I started showing it on the wrong track, but I was like, do you know what? Let's just keep it here. We'll do it. And I do keep stopping, and that's the end. So I will, that was that. So I've been rambling on for too long. Ciao for now.